Hello everyone and welcome to our next session in our masterclass. This is going to focus on what to focus on, our core pages. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So what are some reasons why you don't start a website? When you get too busy or too focused on something else. I think a lot of people, feel like they jump the gun before they even start. They have big ideas, big plans for the year, but they don't know what to do. So many people stall before they even start because A, you're too busy. You got a lot of things going on. You got to run your business, but also focus on, well, I need to get to the web part eventually. Or, they run into issues of, you sign up for a website builder, you just don't understand the tools, or you don't really know how to design a website right from the start. That can be really, a conflict, so, you get in there and you're like, I don't know really what I'm supposed to do or how to use these tools. I think I'll just wait or find something else. Or you run into the problem of you're building your website and you just don't really know what to say. I think that's a problem that a lot of people run into. Talking about yourself can be difficult. Saying the right things that can appeal to customers can be a challenge for many people. Some people like to ramble on and kind of go on into depth about yourself versus actually what you should be talking about, your services and stuff like that. So, not knowing what to say can be a hindrance to you to even want to put content on the page itself. Or you run into the issue of you think you have to have every single thing planned for each page before you even attempt to work on your website. This is absolutely not true. That's why we're going to talk about the core pages today, because these three main pages that you focus on can get you up and running in no time, and you don't have to think about, oh, well, maybe I should add a page here, maybe I should do that. Yeah, you can come back to that stuff later. Once you have these 3 pages up and running, they're already doing the business that you need to do, and then you just add the little additions here and there. Or they think they did enough, but there might be a missing element. Something might be missing to prevent the site from working properly. That's another issue that a lot of people run into. They think they did enough, but then they're like, well, something's not working, so it must be the website itself. Well, sometimes it might just be context, and or maybe you didn't put your form builder in the right place, or maybe you put too much information on the page that's keeping people from actually getting to what you want them to do, and that's to book you. Or maybe you don't have call to actions to drive them where you want them to go. Those are solutions and problems that you have to figure out. Okay, something's not working. You think you did the bare minimum, or you think you even overdo it. Sometimes you got to find a sweet medium. So you got to figure out what's not working. Maybe something's missing. Did you not tell them where you're located at? Those are the things you got to think about when you're putting a website together. Why aren't people clicking or doing this? And that's some stuff that we can talk about. Or, worst case scenario, you never start. A lot of people always fall in traps of, they're ready, they think they're going to do something, then life just kind of gets in the way. Or the business becomes too prevalent to focus on their website, or, something happens to prevent them from even starting. It could be all the above. You're just too busy. You don't understand the tools. You don't know what to say. Or, you think you have to have everything planned ahead, or you've missed something. These things can always prevent you from starting. But while we focus on the core pages today, I want you to know that you can start right ahead and nothing is permanent. You can always make these changes. So let's just jump in. There's ways to get unstuck. Focus on your core pages. So what are core pages? Core pages are the most critical pages you should have on your website. Those are the ones that showcase your 5 W's. I know we all know what the 5 W's are. The who, what, when, where, and why. Those are the things that you need to focus on. So what are these core pages? These are the 3 main core pages you need to focus on when you're starting a website, or even just in general on your website. These are the most important pages that people will attend. Why is that? Because your homepage is your, pamphlet page where you learn everything you need to know about a business. The about page is where we learn about who you are, your experience and your expertise. And contact page is where people are able to touch base with you, to get in contact with you about your services or questions or comments they might have. These are the most important pages that you should focus on any website. These are the most trafficked ones. These are the ones that people are constantly wanting to know more. So let's focus on the homepage. Your homepage is your pitch. It's your 60 seconds to leave an impression. And when I mean 60 seconds, I really do mean that. People stay on a website barely than a minute on one single page. We eat up as much content as quickly as possible. So here's what you got to do. You got to leave a great impression. Tell people what you do, how you can bring value to that person or business, your brand story. Tell them who you are, what makes you you, what makes you unique, and why they should choose you. Plus, it's a tool, to get people to engage with your business. So think about that for your homepage. This is the most valuable page on your website. They're going to learn everything about you. They're going to want to see all the beautiful photography that you have. They want to know everything that they can get out of your business within this 60-second pitch that you have. So focus on making it as enriching as possible. As a photographer, your homepage should showcase your best work. Absolutely. Never show anything that you're not proud of, but also think about your most update the work as possible. You don't want to show something that you did 10 years ago. You don't want to show something you did 5 years ago at most. You want to show only your best new current work. Select 5 to 7 beautiful bold images at least that illustrate what you do and make them the centerpiece of your homepage. This is going to go a long way because, if you feel very, passionate about your work, people, clients and customers who show up on your website, if they see how passionate you are and see how good your work is, they can be sold immediately. And like, okay, I want this person. You don't need 100 photos to say how good you are. If you can do that with less than 10 images, sold, right? So focus on building that and making that the center point of your homepage. Utilize banners, utilize little sections where you can add images together. Just give them something engaging to look at. It's also important to tell people where you're located and what types of services you offer. How many times have you been to a website and you don't know what type of photography they do? This is very common. Some people, they shoot for the start and they do everything. And that's okay. If you are a photographer that does a little bit of everything, showcase that. Illustrate that on the page. Tell people what you do, that you're a portrait photographer, all styles. That you don't just limit yourself to seniors or wedding or anything of that nature. Let people know what you do, but also tell people where you're located. You'd be surprised how common it is of a mistake that I see that people don't even tell me where they're located at. They just tell me they're a photographer. That's great. But if I don't know where you're located at, or, I'm on the other side of the world, that doesn't do me much benefit unless you're an international photographer for like weddings or something like that. Then you can tell a different type of story. But if you're a portrait photographer, it's a little bit harder to get someone who's on the East Coast and they're seeing your website on the West Coast. It would be a huge obligation for them to try to be like, okay, I really want you to either fly out to them or them fly to you. So you need to be able to put this information on the page. So not only is that going to be for SEO purposes, when people are looking for, photographers near me or anything like that, but it's just going to help identify where you're located at, and it kind of just sprinkles more information about who you are as a photographer. If I find out that you're a photographer from Iowa, I get a different sensibility about you versus a photographer from Los Angeles. So, if you're able to bring some flair to your photography in Iowa that I haven't seen before, of course that's going to make you stand out. Same thing in Los Angeles. If you're doing something different from all the other photographers in that area, that's what's going to make you stand out. And you need to tell people why you stand out and where you're located so people understand the story that you're trying to tell. Lastly, you want to give call to actions or multiple ones to drive people where you want to go next. I talked about this previously, but you don't want to have dead ends. Tell people exactly what you want them to do. A button is a great way to encourage action. It should entice people to learn more, contact you, book now, or view a gallery. Those are the core things you want them to do. Don't lead them down a path you don't want them to, or don't have a dead end at all. Make them choose an action. And include a call to action on every page. Otherwise, people might leave without engaging your business. So this is something you want to add anyway. Tell them where you want them to go. You're the director. You direct them where the directions you want them to go. You want them to go here. You want them to go to a gallery. You want them to go to book you. Tell them. Don't be afraid. You have to tell them the action you want. Okay, let's focus on the About page. The About page is what I call the speed dating page. This is where we get to learn a little bit about you. This is our chance to tell people who you are, share some history or who or what your business is, including what drove you into that profession or craft. So this is where I get to learn all about you. This is that 30-second speed dating, If you ever had to go into a blind date or anything like that, you learn everything about a person at that time. This is what that page is for. It's where you can be a little bit more intimate with details. Be professional, but show off who your brand's personality is. This is where you can add a little flair, learn a little bit more about you. People come to this page to learn how you can make an impact, what makes you stand out, and what's unique about your business. It's a way for you to highlight your team members as well, your studio, your family, or your pets. So this is really where we get to know about you versus just your business. Maybe you're an award-winning photographer. Tell me about that. What made you want to pick up a camera in the first place? Tell me about that. I want to know how long your story with photography's been. This is where you get to romanticize everything about your business, and it shows off like your personality, your goals, and how you can really affect someone's life. Storytelling is important. Beyond just photos, enriching people with incredible stories is what gets people captivated. And this is great for SEO. When someone's looking for something that's someone who's been in the business for a long time, who has won awards, or someone who's completely passionate about photography, those types of search terms really show up on about pages. So think about this type of storytelling that you're wanting to do out there. Make it rich and engrossing for your clients. It puts a face to the business. If someone doesn't know you personally, reading this page may be the first time potential customers meet you. So make sure you have a great photo of yourself or your team to humanize the business. I know as photographers we get camera shy, and I know that's strange, but a picture can really make a customer feel comfortable with you, because this might be the very first time they ever meet you. And when you go to a session, you've never seen someone, you're walking into their studio, it breaks that tension of like, am I meeting the right person? Am I in the right place? Let people know who you are, and let them see who you are. Makes them feel comfortable if you can put yourself out there. You're breaking that tension of like, okay, this photographer's okay with shooting themselves, and this photo's nice too. So it's a great way to kind of show it off that way. Comfort is the number one key thing that you want to add to your clients. You want them to feel okay with showing up to your studio or any session that you're doing. Let's talk about a contact page, the importance behind it. So why is it so important? It's an important way for people to connect with you. You'd be surprised how many people don't have a contact page, or they hide it in a drop-down menu, making it very difficult to find. This should be one of your most accessible pages. Don't hide it. Don't tuck it away into a drop-down menu. Make this thing as easy as possible. This is how people are going to touch base with you. And I'm not talking just about booking pages. We'll get into that as well. But a contact page is crucial for your business. It lets customers ask questions, make plans to work with you, and share comments and concerns. You're learning more besides just booking. You're letting people ask questions. You're letting them engage with you before you even get them to a booking. This is where they can really get comfortable with you, learn how you conduct business, and it's for them to weigh their options. When you only have a booking option versus a contact option, you're letting them know that you're only interested in business. You're not interested in them as a customer. And that can be, difficult for people, because sometimes they want to ask questions before they get started. And if you're preventing that gateway to happen, they might walk away. So make sure you have a contact page that is easy and accessible. Things that should include, obviously, hopefully you know this, is your location. Put your location information, your phone number. Make sure it's accessible at least, or at least a button that they can click to call you. And a way for you to, a way to send messages as a form to collect their name, phone number, email address, and a message if possible. Make it as simple as possible for them to just put in this information that is then collected on the back of your CRM. This is just going to make it valuable to you, not only for later that you can then, send campaigns out to them through email, but this just makes it easier for you to have and store information. Now, I was talking about the booking page earlier. Don't confuse this with a booking page. A contact page should be its own thing. Some people try to merge these two into one, but we don't recommend that. Booking forms and contact forms should be their own. If you have a page just for booking, great. You can have it there. But having only a booking page may prevent people from actually contacting you. Again, you're telling them that you're only interested in getting bookings versus contacts. You want them to be able to establish a relationship with you and talk to you. But if you're already preventing that from the start, it can be very difficult. And, customers are scared. They want to ask questions before they start. So please, please, please make sure you have that available for them to be able to do. Have your booking form on those separate pages or service pages, or an option up in the corner saying book now. That's great. Have those moments there, but also have your contact page. Don't merge the two into one. You should always have a contact page that is easy to find from every page of your site. I even recommend adding contact forms at the bottom of each page if possible, or at least a call to action to it. We want people to know that you're available, that you're easy to contact and you're easy to talk to. Make it as simple as possible. So what do I need to build these core pages with? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to drop into these sections for each of those. I'll talk about homepage, about page, and contact page, and I'll show you how to build those on the back end. So to see how these basic core pages can come together very quickly, I'm just going to walk you through how this works. So we're going to focus on the home page, the about page, and contact page. We'll pick a template based on it, and you'll see all the presets that are already ready for you that you can modify on the fly. So let's go ahead and jump into that. We'll pick a template. We'll click on websites up here. And you'll see that we have, tons of templates to choose from. I'm just going to pick something simple to just get started and run with it. So I'm going to pick one of our newest templates. I'm going to pick Adams. I'll agree, yes, create the website. And what this is going to do is, you can preview it beforehand, but what it's going to do is it's going to load in all the styling that was already on that template when you preview it. So you'll be able to see that it has all the placeholder images, where you can put stuff, placeholder text, and other styling right through here. So we can take a look at it and see what it looks like live. You can see our logo is supposed to be here. There's a banner image, some placeholder images, some text. All of that's available through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace it. So let's see how quickly we can make this home page come together. Okay? All right, first things first. We're going to go up here to settings. And we're going to go ahead and add our logo. You can do it in the branding section here, or you can use it in the global branding section. So you can choose how you want to do it. If you want something different for your home page, you can definitely do it directly through here, but you can do it from here as well. So we'll go to the branding on the left side as well. We'll go ahead and upload our logo directly into it. So I'm going to drag and drop it. There we go. So now it should appear in the custom section. So it's going to be auto, or you can customize your own logo if you want to. Now, if you have a compact logo, you can upload that as well. I'm just going to add the same one for now, but it's up to you if you have something smaller. Maybe you have more of a circular shaped one or something like that. There we go. So both of them are uploaded. We'll go back to our page, refresh. Our logo's there directly on the page. Now we're going to go back to the builder. We'll click on the builder. And now this is the fun part. This is where you get to add your images and stuff. Now you can do this directly through each block through here, and you can replace the images directly on the block if you want to as well, by just uploading a new photo directly onto it, or choosing something from your clipboard. I like to use a clipboard because it's more organized and all your stuff will be there and it'll be much faster. So let's go to our clipboard. You can upload files from the file section. This is where the clipboard keeps all this, all your images and all your other information. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag and drop a bunch of images in real quick. Okay, so now we have all our images that I've selected to add to the website. Go back to the website. You'll see that we have the option to just upload, use stock images, or the clipboard. I'm going to go to the clipboard, and this is going to replace this one. So, we're using more of a horizontal, so I'm going to pick this one. This is great. Beautiful image here. And right now I have it turned on to stack. So that's how it's going to work for this. Styling. And then we have some more blocks that we can add more images to. So let's go ahead and do that. We have this multiple banner worth of images that we can add. So I'm going to delete these ones that I don't need. And you can replace them on the fly if you want to within the actual placeholder itself. Or you can do it from the clipboard. Again, I'm just going to select the clipboard directly from here. And I'm going to pick some images. Let's do something fun. We're going to have some families. We're going to do something like this. Just kind of mix it up, and then we can mix it up as we go and see how many images total that we have in that block. I think it was 6. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get one more. Something different. So we'll just get something, pick this one. There we go. There we go. So we have our current layout is set up by rows of 2, columns of 3. You'll see how these images lay in. There you go. Simple enough. We got engaging images right away. People can click to look at them bigger. Then you can modify the text, what you want it to say. You know, I would change it to Jane Doe Studio. And then whatever text you want to place in here, you can have predetermined text that you've written that you can add into this section, but this will be what you want to update. You know, some very cool, words that I was talking about earlier. You know, let them know where you're located at. Let them know about, what your interests are. If, what type of style photography. This is a portrait photographer, mostly focused on children, it would seem. So, put that and emphasize that in here at this section. Another thing I would do here is add some more images, so we can add 2 more. I'm just going to do it this way, clipboard, and we're going to add some really cool ones. Let's add this upside down one just to give them something unique for this block. And then let's go through here and we'll pick another one. We'll pick this girl. See what this looks like together. All right, refresh. There we go. You know what? I kind of like this girl being able to look at him. So what I would do is I would just flip it. You can just drag and drop. There you go. And there's your styling. And then you can keep modifying the text how you want to. Beautiful portrait photography. I would change that title. Oh, that's spelled. There we go. Make sure everything looks good, that's spelt right. And then, right here it says View Gallery. We'll come back to that button later. And then you have an option for a picture at the bottom. It looks like it's some type of slideshow. So, hey, let's give them a slideshow. If that's what you want to do, you can change it from a carousel, slideshow, or anything of that nature. I'm just going to remove all these. And of course, if you have more photos, definitely showcase them. I'm just going to select all of them. That way they run down here. And then you can mix them up how you like. Maybe you have some photos you don't want shown because you already have them seen at the top, so I'll remove some. Just kind of keep the flavor going. Since this is our main banner one, I don't want that one showcased. And then it'll just kind of keep running through. So that's our homepage. It is already pretty much designed. You just need to put your text in there. We have a call to action that we'll set up later. So next is our About page. Let's go to our About. You can see that there's images above here, and then there's a contact form. Something I want to do to add differently to this one is actually I'm going to put this text. I'm going to take it away. I'm going to copy it because I want it to still feel like a placeholder. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this text editor block by hitting delete. Then I'm going to add a text plus image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add this placeholder text. I'm going to put hello and add that. And then change the layout. I'm just going to put the text on the side right here. And I'm going to add an image. Let's upload one. So let's see. Go right in. And I'm going to actually put a photo of what our photographer would be, what he would look like. There we go. So now we got this great little information blurb about him. We can have some images above them if we want. We can remove these placeholders and just add our own again. We're just going to pick a couple again. We're going to pick this one, going to pick this one, and then we'll pick this guy. How about that? You can mix and match. I like this color kind of being on the outset and then the more duller one in the middle. So now when we go to our About page, you can see that, and then we modify some of the focal point because we don't want this guy's head cropped off. Click here, drag it up. There we go. Refresh. There we go. So now things are looking a lot better. I'm going to bring this girl up just a touch too. Drag it down. Now she'll be more centered. There we go. So you can see there's some essential things about your about page. You know, we can just remove this line if we don't want it, because we're just jumping into, you know, hello. There's some information about him and a contact form directly on this page, ready to go. And you know what? We can add something else extra here. Maybe we want to send them somewhere later. So we'll add a button, you know, contact us, or you know what? Let's view gallery. How about that? And then once we get our gallery page set up, we'll be able to see directly what's going on. Put your great information about you right in there. And look, this about page is already built for you. Fast and simple, straight to the point. Get to see some beautiful images, some information about who you are, and you keep expanding on that. You can put accolades down here if you need to, and then a contact form with a call to action to go see the gallery. Now let's go see setting up our contact page. All right, let's see what this page looks like. Looks like there's a banner image above, and then a contact form. Go in here. You can choose something from your clipboard again. I'm going to choose this little girl. And then we'll modify our colors. Our overlay color, we want it to be dark. And then our title and text, we will make it white. I'm just going to make it say something real quick. Contact me today. How about that? Vertical. It's all in the horizontal. It's not leading anywhere. So there we go. I'm gonna make this sure the styling is 30%. All right. So now we have this banner. It's got this nice little effect. We can modify if we want the girl's head to come down a little bit more. Just click in here, modify the focal point. More on her face. There we go. You can keep modifying until you get something you like. And then our contact us section is right here. And you can add more details if you want to. If you want to add a map or anything like that, you have blocks that you can add to enhance this section. So if you wanted to add a map or anything, you could. You could put a, you know, your information here. What level zoom, if you want original colors or grayscale. I prefer grayscale. I think that it looks a little classier. And then you can change how it looks. You can put more details on the side, below. I'm just going to put it on the side right here, map. And if you have text that can go with it, you can add that text here. Maybe you have phone number information or something like that you want to share with them. But when you showcase this, now when you come back out, your map details will load up in here where you're located at. And then if you have any extra information on this side you want to tell them, this is where you can add that as well. So, you know, go through that text, add like information, address, number, and if you want to, email, etc. Can all go right in there. Style it how you want to, and then it'll be available on this side right here. So that's it. Look at those 3 pages that we built in no time. Now you're probably thinking like, well, if I want to load my website up, I don't want them to see I don't have a blog yet or my clients aren't active yet. Simple enough. Let's go ahead and jump right into there. You can hide those pages real fast if you need to. So if maybe you don't have your gallery set up yet or your blog, let's focus on blog not being set up yet. You come in here and you can turn the visibility off when you turn on the gear. Click on the gear icon, and that's what you can do. Set it to hidden, and you'll see that it's more grayed out now. And you keep doing this to all the pages that you're working on, but you don't want people to see. So now those pages are hidden, but since we already set up a gallery, let's show you how quickly you can just add a gallery together. You can do it this way, where they have multiple images set up. Let's go ahead and go through here. I'm going to remove all these blocks. They're using square styling to really showcase it. And again, just keep uploading all your images that you want in each gallery. You just kind of keep adding them till you get something you desire. You want to move an image around, just drag and drop. If you want to move it to another page, go to the top right here, into the block in the area that you want it to go to till you get a desired look that you're looking for. Now let's take a look. So we got this image, boom, some information about this gallery, and you keep loading in images however you prefer. Just keep doing it till you get something you like. Clipboard. Just going to add a couple of these images. There we go. Mix and match. There we go. Refresh. And since I need 2 more images, I don't want to make it look unbalanced, I'm just going to get rid of one for now until I get more photos loaded in. But there you go. Your information that you want to put on here. You can add call to actions to lead elsewhere if you want to go somewhere after all this. You're free to do that. Or you could add a form here at the bottom. That's super simple enough, you know. Let's go ahead and add another form here. My contact form, contact us. Information here, and we're just going to choose a simple single one. Now, when people see it at the bottom, they have the ability. And you can keep styling it till you get something you like. You can change the background textures. You can add dividers. Just add a quick divider real quick. Ultra thin, and flush it. There we go. And then you keep adding anything else that you want to make anything stylized. But we did this. So now when you go to your about or your home, these call to actions are actually going to go somewhere now. We did all this. So we set up not only our 3 core pages, but we set up an image gallery as well. And look how simple and fast that took. The main thing that I told you to concentrate on was making sure you have beautiful images on your homepage, call to actions that drives people where you want them to go next, and a little bit about you. And then this is the about section, where it's that speed dating. We get to learn more about you, what drives you, make it splashy, make it colorful. And look, you got this great little ability to either go call to action or connect to people right on your page. Same thing with this gallery that we made, very fast and simple, some details about why you do what you do. Look at how many images there are, not many, but it's powerful enough to drive what you need to be done. And having a contact on there, and then your contact page is also working as well. So that's what you need to concentrate on when you're building this stuff together. Fast, simple, and easy. Now let's get back to more details. So again, 5 to 7 of your very best images on your homepage. Tell us what your focus is. Are you a senior, weddings, fine art, a little bit of everything? Let us know. What are you passionate about shooting? Call to actions, those CTAs, link to your contact or booking pages, link to your galleries or services. Drive them where you want to go. No dead ends. Tell people where you're located at. I want to know where you're from. It gives us context and lets us know what type of photographer you might be, or it makes you different in that area. This is that time to do it. Your 60 seconds is here. Impress us. This is what this page is for. Your about page. At least one image of you. And if you have a studio, put a shot of your studio in there. If you have team members, show off your team. Tell us your story. What drives you? What made you be a photographer? Give me that rich history about yourself. Show accolades and awards. Call to actions. Again, link to your contact or booking page, or maybe directly to a gallery if you want them to see your work next. Secondary navigation. Now, what is that? Have you ever seen at the top where you have your top menu? Well, think of secondary navigation as the get more section. Drive them where you want to go. What's the next big focal points that you want them to see? You'll see at the bottom of lower pages, especially great on multiple gallery pages, because you don't want them to scroll all the way back to the top, click something, and then go to another gallery. You can already have the navigation at the bottom that links to somewhere else. Like, oh, I want to go to this location. Oh, I'll check out this gallery, or I'm ready to book. Give them those like core options you want them to do next. In your contact page, having your address, your phone number, locations that you serve, and your contact form directly on a page are critical. This is just where people are going to learn more about you and be able to contact you. And, it gives you the ability to collect contact information and store in your CRM that you can later market down the line to. So what comes next? After you've tackled those core pages, these are the next things that you would want to build. Your gallery, you would want at least 10 to 30 images per gallery. And why we say 10 to 30? Because if you can't tell how good you are in 10 to 30 images, This is something, some people think they need to have hundreds and hundreds of images in a gallery. You don't need that. I'm sold if I see 10 great photos. So we say, 10 to 30, 50 at most in a gallery. And this is just a great way to showcase your work. You don't want to put everything you've ever shot in there. You want to choose your favorite images, the ones that stand out, the ones that people that you've shot say, I love this image you shot of me. Those are the ones that you want to showcase. So make sure that they're there per gallery. Service and investment pages. This is where you can add that booking details and all that information. Share the details and even the setup of costs. You don't have to tell them all the costs of every single thing, but you can at least tell them like the session fee costs this or getting started costs this. So this is where you can really start setting up that information. Another page that's really good to have is a testimonial page. Feature quotes from clients and let them talk about what you've done for them. At the end of the day, no one tells your story better than the customers you've already had. So let them do it for you. And of course, a blog. Blog is perfect for driving people to you from social media and search engines. It just makes your net bigger. And it's a nice way to have it without having tons of menu items or anything like that. Everything is stored in one location that will then drive people directly to you. At the end of the day, that's what you want. You want people to be able to see your information, and you're telling stories through blogs, so it's different. And you're able to share that on social media, and that's the type of stuff that people want to see. Telling those stories, driving you back to your website, shows that your website's more engaging, and Google likes that. And at the end of the day, the better you perform there, Google's going to add you higher in rankings. So don't be afraid to blog. Write a paragraph or two about a session. Go back and write previous ones if you wanted to, but you just never did. This is a great way to engage with your clients and let them see what's possible. Remember, you don't have to build it all at once. You can add or change it anytime. It's digital, so that means it's not permanent. Remember, you start with your core pages, work on those 3, and then move on to the next pages that we just talked about. It doesn't have to feel like it's a race, but you can be done in no time if you focus on those 3 pages, and everything else kind of just drops in place after that. And don't worry, again, it's not permanent, so that means you can change it anytime. If something's not working, you can change it. That's the great thing about digital. It's not set in stone. It's all ones and zeros, guys. You can make any change you want anytime you want. So I want to thank you for joining me today about focusing on your core pages, and you'll be ready in no time if you do that. If you get your 3 ready, everything else kind of falls in place. Just have your words, the who, what, when, and where, the call to actions. Have all that stuff ready for people to be able to navigate through your website and you get them to book with you. That's the most important thing. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'll take a look at them as we go. As we go into our next class, I'll come back later and I'll go ahead and answer any questions you might have. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that you're getting online as fast as possible with as much ease as possible with the PhotoBiz platform.